A powerful winter storm is hitting the Northeast. Some areas could see up to 50-mile-an-hour winds and 4 inches of snow per hour. That could add up to more than 2 feet by the time the snow is over in some places. So officials from Virginia to Maine say that travel will be treacherous, and they are warning people to stay off the roads through Thursday. Here's Kris Van Cleave with the latest.
The first major storm of the season is already creating chaos. Paramedics in Pennsylvania dodging death, nearly hit by a sliding truck. Slick roads causing this pileup in Virginia, and slippery conditions sending tractor trailers off the road. Now the storm is heading north, where preparations are underway in New York City for up to 10 inches of snow.
This could be the biggest storm in several years.
The storm comes as the nation is still in the grip of COVID-19.
If it's not one thing, it's another. This is our first weather emergency of this pandemic.
COVID testing sites are shutting down in at least 8 states, and there's concern tonight the weather may halt some shipments of the Pfizer vaccine. Pennsylvania is under a state of emergency and expecting its largest delivery of the vaccine tomorrow.
Our team is ready to work collaboratively to address any issues that arise with vaccine transport and distribution.
UPS tells CBS News the vaccine is their top priority, and they'll continue making deliveries as long as roads and airports are open and it's safe to operate. But some are welcoming the snow, as school districts in some states are closing early or entirely tomorrow. Jefferson County, West Virginia schools emailed parents they're taking a snow day, writing, "This is one thing our kids won't lose this year." This storm started in Colorado. By the time it's done, it will have stretched all the way to Maine. We have seen high winds, rain, snow, sleet, more snow, and sub-freezing temperatures overnight in Maryland here mean ice is yet to come. Lana?
Thank you, Kris. For more now, I want to bring in CBS News meteorologist and climate specialist Jeff Berardelli. You can see it's snowing on him there in Central Park. Jeff, obviously, I was going to ask you, where's the snow now? It's on top of you. But tell us more generally, where is the path of the storm and who is getting hit?
Well, first of all, I'm getting hit. It's accumulating on me, apparently, right
Sure.
now, I'm told, although I cannot see my shoulders, but this is what it's told. I've only been here an hour, Lana. We've had at least 2 inches since then. We have at least 4 inches on the ground. This is piling up quick. This is about as heavy as it gets. Now, I'm in Central Park, on Central Park West and 67th at Tavern on the Green, if you're familiar with the area. And Central Park is beautiful, but, if you have to travel in this, it's dangerous. So on the radar, the heaviest snow right now is in central New Jersey, northward through northern New Jersey, New York City, up into southeastern New England, and it continues to move further and further north. Now, the big question is how much mixing are we going to see? From central New Jersey south, it is mixed with sleet and in some cases rain the further south you go. The real question is how far north is this mix line going to go? Is the sleet going to take over the New York City area and limit totals, or is it going to keep snowing like this? Because if it keeps snowing like this the whole night until tomorrow morning, we're going to end up with well over a foot of snow. If it turns to sleet in, let's say, 3-4 hours, we're going to get, maybe 8 inches of snow. But it really is a formidable snowstorm for sure. Some places will end up at 1 to 2 feet.
Jeff, I swear there is more snow on the ground now since we started this hit than when we were preparing for everything. So obviously a lot of this is still in flux, but we're a national and international program, so people are going to want to know if they're going to be hit the worst. Which areas are we really looking at getting walloped?
Right, so let me show you the progression of this storm. So the storm started in the Tennessee Valley and the Southeast, 2 separate storms. One over the Ohio and Tennessee Valley, one in the Southeast, and they merged together. And as they merged together, they kind of moved into this really strong area of high pressure in Canada. It's really blowing out here right now, by the way. We have wind gusting probably to 35 miles an hour as we speak. That will increase. Now, the hour by hour shows the storm kind of making its way north. On future radar, it just creeping further and further towards the north. And as we head into the overnight hours, again, that mix line could be right near New York City. Certainly it's going to be near Philadelphia. So the real question is how much warm air gets in. Along extreme southeast New England, but more so Long Island, we're going to see some mixing, likely with sleet. That will limit totals a little bit. But the further north you go, Catskills, Poconos, central Pennsylvania, I mean, we're talking a blockbuster storm there, blockbuster storm for the Hudson Valley and into interior Connecticut as well. So this is quite a doozy of a snowstorm. And by the way, I should mention, last year in New York City, we only had 4.8 inches of snow. Just in the last 3 hours, we've seen close to 4.8 inches of snow.
I've seen about that much flying into your face while we've been talking, Jeff. And what kind of snow totals are we going to see at its very worst?
So here's what we expect to see. The heaviest snow is probably going to be just northwest of New York City. So in the suburbs of New York City, up towards the Poconos, into the Hudson Valley, places like Kingston, Poughkeepsie, Ossining, places in Orange County, New York, up to, just south of Albany probably, and then over to Connecticut, so Hartford, Connecticut as well. If you're in Pennsylvania, Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, out west towards Harrisburg, we're talking 12 to 18 plus inches of snow. Scranton, we could be talking about 18 to 24 inches of snow. There's going to be a lot of folks who pick up 20 inches of snow, maybe a little bit more than that. And keep in mind, the winds, especially tonight, as it really starts to crank along the coast, especially, gusting to 45, 50 miles an hour. So we're going to see blizzard-like conditions. And for some, where it's a little heavier and a little icier, we could see power outages as well. That could be a problem during the day tomorrow. And this is all going to taper off in New York City probably mid-morning and then mid-afternoon in places like Boston as the storm begins to move out into the Atlantic Ocean.
And we're 9 days away from Christmas. As we've discussed before, I'm staying put, so I'm looking forward to having a white Christmas this year. Do you think that the snow is still going to be on the ground then? Will we have an impact, more snow potentially before Christmas?
So, I guess it depends upon how much snow you get. If you're in Scranton, Pennsylvania, I bet there'll still be some of this snow on the ground around Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And we're not going into a very warm pattern. It'll get mild, it'll get cold, it'll get mild, it'll get cold, but for the next, 10 days or so, it's not going to get really warm. So I do think some of this snow will be around. And although I don't see any snowstorms in the offing for, any really big snowstorms for much of the country, I do think there are chances of snow for some parts of the country. I think it'll be cold enough for snow. And generally speaking, since we're still 10 days out, the models don't have a good handle on stuff. As we get closer, there will be surprise snows here and there. And some folks and kids especially will be very happy if we get a white Christmas Eve and a white Christmas Day.
Well, we definitely have a white microphone for you on this Hanukkah 7th night, Jeff. Go ahead and warm up. Jeff Berardelli, thank you.
Thank you.